we are in front of all the big companies around, hey, you want to develop fast and you want to leverage AI, you got to do it in a secure way, and Snyk's platform allows you to do that.
Peter McKay is the CEO of Snyk, sitting down with us here at RSAC in San Francisco, California. Appreciate your time. Thanks for being here.
Good to be here, JD.
So let's talk about what brings you and your team out here to the conference this year, and anything in terms of programming that you're personally most excited to learn more about the next few days.
This is kind of the big event. You know, in security, everything kind of centers around RSA, and so many security companies from around the world all kind of gather. You meet security executives, CIOs, CTOs, so all in one place where you get really great conversations, and you can do all your big announcements. We announced that we got FedRAMP Moderate certification. We announced our Snyk API and web product. So it's kind of a good event just to announce kind of your big updates, and then talk about it with your partners, your customers, in the ecosystem in 3 days, which is perfect. Then you get on the plane and you fly home.
That's it. But before we do that, you talk about in some media interviews as well. So let's talk about the FedRAMP announcement. What did that buildup look like for you and the team? And since you're essentially debuting or talking so much about it here in San Francisco, what would you want our viewers to know about it? You know,
FedRAMP is, if you want to do business with the U.S. government, and you got to go through a pretty extensive process. Your security standards, really making sure that as a company, you're adhering to a certain level of standards across the way you develop your software, the way you secure your building. I mean, it's across the board. And so it's not just, hey, extending our business within the federal government, but it's also for companies that do business with the federal government. They need to be certified, and the software that you sell them needs to be certified as well. So it's this broader ecosystem. And then you extend it to state and local governments around the United States. And then it's also a lot of companies from around the world kind of look to FedRAMP, that certification, as kind of the standard for your security standings across the board. So it is a really good milestone, especially for a company that's in security, to have that step on our way to FedRAMP Moderate, to FedRAMP High. These are all the steps you go to get into kind of all aspects of the federal government.
Peter, what is one lesson as it pertains to working in the sweet spot between government and cybersecurity that you wish you had learned sooner?
One lesson is getting FedRAMP is not an easy process to go through. It took us a lot of effort, but it helped us as a company become so much better in the way we organize, the way we handle issues, and the way we go through other kind of certifications along the way. It really brought the company together for a cause that is something more than just doing business with the federal government. It brought you to a certain standard, which is something we're very proud of.
What are some of the emerging trends in the general cybersecurity space that you and your team at Snyk follow most closely these days?
Oh boy, there's a lot of emerging trends coming out. Obviously, AI has been all over everything, and it's this. In the software world, and I've been in the software world for many years, it's you look for these kind of transformative events from the .com, from the cloud era, and now the AI era. It changes the attack vectors in the cyber world. It changes the landscape for companies that are looking to build applications and looking to extend their business. And every CEO wants to get the productivity gains from AI, right? I want to make sure all my employees are more productive, and I want to make sure that this is my competitive advantage. The problem, what they're coming to the realization, a lot of companies, is I need to make sure that's all secure, that my developers are developing more code far faster than ever before. My security teams have to try to keep up. The attack vectors, the way a hacker can now exploit a company is just opened up even exponentially. And so at a time when you have perhaps less regulations, so less government oversight, you have a lot of headwinds in the way the geopolitical landscape is. And so you got an increased cyber, you got an increase, we always say more software is more software risk. More software risk is good for our business, but more risky for companies. And so all these trends really make it so an event like this is important for companies to understand what's going on, but also for us to make sure that we are in front of all the big companies around, hey, you want to develop fast and you want to leverage AI, you got to do it in a secure way, and Snyk's platform allows you to do that.
Peter, what is one thing about cybersecurity that you wish every customer understood a little bit better, but very few actually do?
That one of the three ways that companies are leveraging AI, call centers, help desk, but developer productivity, right? And companies think, well, if Copilot or Cursor generated that code, it's more secure than the code I was doing on my own. And the answer is it's the opposite. It's 30 to 40% more vulnerable than the code. So this concept of, hey, if technology generated the code, it's more secure, that's false.
Peter McKay, CEO of Snyk, join us here at RSAC. Enjoy the conference. Congratulations on all the success.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.